When you focus on yourself, you unlock the power of personal growth, a force so transformative that it reshapes not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. Growth is not something that happens by chance. It is an intentional, deliberate process. It begins when you make a decision to prioritize yourself, to put in the work that others may not see, and to embrace the discomfort that comes with change. Personal growth requires you to take a hard look at yourself, to confront the habits, mindsets, and fears that hold you back. It is not a path for the faint of heart, but it is the only path that leads to true fulfillment. Growth demands that you get uncomfortable, that you step outside the confines of what is easy and familiar, and that you challenge yourself in ways that stretch your capacity. You see, when you choose to grow, you start to unlock potential within you that you didn't even know existed. The skills you've ignored, the talents you've left dormant, the passions you've buried under the weight of daily responsibilities, these things begin to rise to the surface. Personal growth is not just about fixing what is broken, it's about uncovering the brilliance that has always been inside you. But let me tell you something, growth is not a straight line. It's messy, it's frustrating, it's full of setbacks and moments when you feel like giving up. And yet every time you push through, every time you refuse to quit, you inch closer to becoming the person you're meant to be. Growth teaches you resilience. It shows you that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. It builds a strength in you that cannot be shaken. Growth also requires sacrifice. It means letting go of old patterns, outdated beliefs, and even relationships that no longer serve you. It's about shedding the weight of other people's expectations so you can rise into the fullness of who you are. That's not easy, but it's necessary, because every step you take toward growth is a step toward freedom, a freedom to live authentically, to love deeply, and to dream boldly. Focusing on your growth also allows you to create a foundation for lasting success. The habits you build today, the knowledge you gain, the discipline you develop, all of these things compound over time. They form the bedrock on which you can build a life that is not just successful, but also meaningful. Growth gives you the tools to navigate challenges with grace, to seize opportunities with confidence, and to stand firm in the face of adversity. And let's not forget the joy that comes with growth. There's something deeply satisfying about seeing your own progress, about looking back and realizing how far you've come. Growth ignites a fire in you, a hunger to keep going, to keep learning, to keep becoming. It fills you with a sense of purpose that no external validation can provide. There is a subtle danger in the world we live in today, a trap that many of us fall into without even realizing it. It's the habit of comparison, the silent thief that robs us of our joy, our peace, and our sense of self-worth. It's so easy to get caught up in comparing our lives to the lives of others, especially in a time when every highlight, every achievement, and every curated moment is displayed for the world to see. But what we forget is that comparison is never fair. It's like trying to measure the depth of an ocean using a teaspoon. It's impossible to get the full picture. When you compare yourself to others, you're not seeing their struggles, their failures, or their sacrifices. You're only seeing the version they choose to show. And yet we convince ourselves that their success diminishes our worth, that their happiness overshadows our own, and that their pace sets the standard for our journey. This mindset is toxic. It breeds insecurity and doubt, making us feel as though we are never enough. Comparison takes your focus off what truly matters, your own path. It shifts your energy away from your goals and dreams, wasting it on analyzing someone else's journey. And the more you indulge in comparison, the more disconnected you become from yourself. You lose sight of your unique strengths, your progress, and the blessings that are already in your life. You begin to measure your value by someone else's accomplishments, forgetting that success is not a one-size-fits-all formula. But comparison doesn't just steal joy, it also stifles creativity. When you're constantly looking at what others are doing, you limit your ability to think independently and create authentically. You start to mimic instead of innovate, to conform instead of carve out your own path. You become so focused on fitting into someone else's mold that you neglect the power of your individuality. It's important to understand that comparison feeds on fear, the fear of missing out, the fear of being left behind, the fear of not being good enough. This fear can paralyze you, keeping you stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and envy. And the longer you stay in that cycle, the harder it becomes to break free. Comparison blinds you to your own progress and achievements, making it seem as though you are standing still while everyone else is moving forward. What we fail to see is that every person's journey is different. We all have our own timelines, our own challenges, and our own victories. Comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20 is not only unfair, it's unproductive. It ignores the fact that success is built on layers of effort, learning, and resilience, much of which happens behind the scenes. Moreover, comparison fosters a scarcity mindset, the belief that there isn't enough success, happiness, or opportunity to go around. This mindset breeds competition instead of collaboration, jealousy instead of gratitude, and frustration instead of inspiration. It makes us view life as a race, when in reality it's a journey meant to be traveled at our own pace. And let's not overlook the emotional toll comparison takes. It can lead to feelings of inadequacy, stress, and even depression. It drains your energy, leaving you exhausted and unmotivated. It can cause you to second guess yourself, to hesitate when you should act, and to shrink when you should shine. It creates a gap between where you are and where you think you should be, a gap that is often based on unrealistic or unnecessary standards. What's even more heartbreaking is that comparison distracts us from gratitude. It blinds us to the blessings that are right in front of us because we're too busy wishing for what someone else has. It keeps us from celebrating our own wins, no matter how small, because we're measuring them against someone else's milestones. And in doing so, it robs us of the joy that comes from appreciating the journey we're on. In a world that constantly demands your time, energy, and attention, the importance of boundaries cannot be overstated. Boundaries are not walls meant to isolate you from others. They are safeguards that protect your well-being, your peace, and your purpose. They define where you end and where others begin, giving you the space to honor your needs without guilt or apology. Boundaries are not selfish, they are essential. They empower you to show up fully in your life without feeling drained, overwhelmed, or taken advantage of. Establishing boundaries begins with self-awareness. You have to know what you value, what you need, and what you can and cannot tolerate. It requires an honest evaluation of the areas in your life where you feel stretched too thin or where resentment is beginning to take root. When you identify these areas, you're taking the first step toward reclaiming control over your time and energy. Boundaries are a declaration of self-respect. They send a clear message to yourself and to others that your well-being matters. When you set a boundary, you're saying, I deserve to be treated with respect. My time and energy are valuable. I will not compromise my peace for the comfort or convenience of others. This is not about being rude or dismissive. It's about recognizing your worth and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. But let's be clear, setting boundaries is not always easy. It can feel uncomfortable, especially if you've been conditioned to put others' needs ahead of your own. You may worry about disappointing people, creating conflict, or being perceived as difficult. These fears are valid, but they should not hold you back. Because the truth is, a life without boundaries is a life where you're constantly pouring from an empty cup. And sooner or later, you will run dry. Boundaries are also about teaching others how to treat you. People will only respect your limits if you communicate them clearly and consistently. This requires courage and conviction. It's not enough to hope that others will intuitively understand your needs. You have to articulate them. Whether it's saying no to a commitment that doesn't align with your priorities or asking for more space in a relationship, boundaries must be expressed with firmness and clarity. And let's talk about the role of boundaries in preserving your mental and emotional health. Without boundaries, you're more likely to experience stress, burnout, and even resentment. You might find yourself overcommitting, saying yes when you want to say no, or taking on responsibilities that aren't yours to bear. Over time, this can erode your sense of self and leave you feeling disconnected from your own needs and desires. Boundaries, on the other hand, create a buffer that allows you to recharge, reflect, and refocus. They give you the breathing room to prioritize your well-being without the constant pull of external demands. Boundaries also strengthen your relationships. While it may seem counterintuitive, setting limits can actually bring you closer to others. When you're clear about what you need and what you can offer, you eliminate confusion and resentment. You create a foundation of mutual respect and understanding, which allows relationships to flourish. True connection is not about sacrificing yourself for others. It's about showing up as your whole, authentic self while respecting the boundaries of those around you. So, in the pursuit of your goals and dreams, boundaries become even more critical. They help you stay focused on what matters most, shielding you from distractions and unnecessary obligations. Every time you set a boundary, you're protecting your time and energy so that you can invest them where they count. Whether it's carving out uninterrupted time to work on your passion project or limiting interactions with people who drain your energy, boundaries are the tools that keep you aligned with your purpose. And let's not forget that boundaries are dynamic. They evolve as you do. What worked for you in one season of life may need to be adjusted in another. This requires ongoing self-reflection and the willingness to adapt. It's okay to revisit your boundaries, to strengthen them where they've been tested, or to loosen them when you feel secure. The key is to remain intentional, ensuring that your boundaries continue to serve you in the best way possible. Setting boundaries may come with pushback. Not everyone will understand or accept them, and that's okay. What matters is that you remain steadfast in your commitment to yourself. Because at the end of the day, boundaries are not about controlling others, they're about taking control of your own life. Your dreams are your responsibility, and there's no way around it. No one is coming to save them for you, to deliver them to your doorstep, or to fight for them as fiercely as you will. The vision you carry in your heart is yours alone, and with that vision comes the duty to nurture, protect, and pursue it relentlessly. Dreams are delicate in their infancy, but powerful when fully realized, and it is up to you to shepherd them from a mere idea into something tangible, something that changes your life and the lives of others. Taking responsibility for your dreams means owning them completely. It means silencing the voices that tell you your aspirations are too big, too bold, or too unrealistic. It means blocking out the doubts that creep in, whispering that you're not capable, not qualified, not ready. Because here's the truth: if the dream was placed inside you, it was meant for you. And no one else has the perspective, the passion, or the purpose to bring it to life the way you can. Owning your dreams requires action. It's not enough to simply think about them or talk about them. Dreams demand effort, and that effort often starts long before anyone else believes in you. It's in the late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices you make when no one is watching. It's in the consistent, sometimes grueling work of building, learning, and growing. Dreams are not handed to you. They are earned one step at a time through your commitment and your perseverance. But responsibility also means accountability. It's easy to blame circumstances, other people, or a lack of resources for why you haven't achieved your dreams yet. It's easy to wait for the perfect moment, the ideal conditions, or someone else's approval before taking the next step. But waiting is a trap. Perfect conditions rarely come, and external validation is fleeting. When you take full responsibility for your dreams, you stop waiting for permission and start creating opportunities. You learn to adapt, to innovate, and to move forward even when the path isn't clear. Pursuing your dreams is not without challenges. In fact, the pursuit itself will test you in ways you never expected. It will demand resilience when you feel like giving up, courage when fear tries to hold you back, and faith when the results don't come as quickly as you hoped. But these challenges are not meant to deter you, they are meant to refine you. They are the fire that strengthens your resolve, the hurdles that sharpen your focus, and the lessons that prepare you for the success that lies ahead. Responsibility also means understanding that your dreams are unique to you. You don't need to compare them to anyone else's or measure them against society's expectations. What matters is that your dreams align with your values, your passions, and your purpose. They don't have to make sense to anyone else, and they don't have to fit into a conventional mold. The beauty of your dreams lies in their authenticity and the fact that they reflect who you are and what you were created to do. Taking responsibility for your dreams also means protecting them. Not everyone will understand your vision, and some may even try to discourage you from pursuing it. It's not their job to believe in your dream, it's yours. Be selective about who you share your aspirations with and guard your energy against negativity and doubt. Surround yourself with people who support your growth, who challenge you to be better, and who celebrate your progress without envy or competition. Responsibility is about consistency. It's about showing up for your dreams every day, even when the progress feels slow, the road feels lonely, or the results feel invisible. It's about committing to the process, knowing that every small step you take brings you closer to your goal. Dreams don't come to fruition in a single moment. They are built over time through countless acts of dedication and persistence. Finally, taking responsibility for your dreams means being willing to adapt and evolve. The vision you start with may change as you grow, and that's okay. Dreams are not static, they are living, breathing things that grow alongside you. Stay open to new ideas, new directions, and new possibilities. Be willing to let go of what no longer serves you and embrace what moves you closer to your purpose. Responsibility doesn't mean rigidly clinging to one path. It means staying true to the essence of your dream while being flexible in how you achieve it. When it comes to achieving your goals and living out your purpose, consistency will always outshine perfection. Perfection is an illusion, a moving target that no one ever truly hits. It's the voice in your head that tells you everything has to be flawless before you can start, before you can take the next step, before you can put yourself out there. But that voice is a liar. Perfection paralyzes, it keeps you stuck in fear, hesitation, and inaction. Consistency, on the other hand, is the quiet, steady force that moves you forward. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up day after day, regardless of how you feel or how messy the process may look. Consistency is powerful because it builds momentum. It's the small, repeated actions that lead to big results over time. The world often glorifies overnight success, but what we don't see are the countless hours, the relentless effort, and the unwavering commitment that preceded that success. Behind every great achievement is someone who chose consistency over perfection, someone who kept going when the results weren't immediate, when the progress was slow, and when the setbacks felt overwhelming. Perfection often demands that you wait until everything feels just right, until you have all the answers, all the resources, and all the confidence. But consistency allows you to start where you are with what you have and to grow along the way. It embraces imperfection as part of the journey, recognizing that mistakes are not failures but opportunities to learn and improve. When you focus on being consistent, you give yourself permission to try, to stumble, and to get back up again. One of the greatest gifts of consistency is the habit it creates. Habits are the building blocks of your success. When you commit to a consistent practice, whether it's writing every day, exercising regularly, or dedicating time to your craft, you're training yourself to prioritize what matters. Over time, these habits become second nature, requiring less effort and yielding greater results. Consistency transforms effort into routine and routine into mastery. Consistency also fosters trust in yourself and in the process. Every time you show up, you're proving to yourself that you are capable, reliable, and resilient. You're building a track record of effort and commitment that strengthens your confidence and silences the doubts that tell you you're not enough. Trusting the process means understanding that progress is not always linear, that some days will be harder than others, and that success is not measured by perfection but by persistence. Another critical aspect of consistency is its ability to compound over time. Small actions may seem insignificant in the moment, but when repeated consistently, they add up to extraordinary results. It's like planting seeds. You may not see immediate growth, but with time, care, and persistence, those seeds will grow into something remarkable. This compounding effect is why consistency is so much more valuable than a short burst of perfection. It's the long-term effort that yields sustainable success. Choosing consistency over perfection also allows you to focus on progress rather than outcomes. Perfectionists often become so fixated on the end goal that they forget to appreciate the growth and learning that happens along the way. Consistency shifts your perspective, helping you see each step as a victory, each attempt as a gain, and each moment of effort is part of the bigger picture. It keeps you grounded in the present where real change happens. Perfection, on the other hand, can lead to procrastination. When you believe everything has to be flawless, you're more likely to delay starting, to overanalyze every detail, and to second-guess every decision. This perfectionist mindset can be paralyzing, preventing you from taking the very actions that would bring you closer to your goals. Consistency breaks through this paralysis by encouraging you to take imperfect action, to start even when you don't feel ready, and to trust that progress will come with time. Consistency is also forgiving. It recognizes that you're human, that you'll have off days, and that life won't always go as planned. Unlike perfection, which demands flawlessness, consistency allows room for flexibility and grace. It's not about never missing a day or never making a mistake. It's about getting back on track when you do. Consistency is a practice, not a standard, and it's in this practice that true growth occurs. Finally, consistency teaches patience. In a world that craves instant gratification, consistency reminds us that meaningful change takes time. It challenges us to stay committed even when the results aren't visible, to trust in the process even when it feels slow, and to believe in our vision even when it's not yet fully realized. This patience is not passive, it's an active choice to keep moving forward, to keep building, and to keep believing. In conclusion, the journey of focusing on yourself is not about selfishness, but about self-realization, self-respect, and self-growth. It is about understanding that your dreams, your peace, and your progress are your responsibility. The power of personal growth, the importance of boundaries, and the discipline of consistency all converge to remind us that life is a personal journey, not a race against others. Perfection is an illusion, but progress is achievable through dedication and resilience. When you stop comparing yourself to others and instead prioritize your path, you unlock your true potential. Remember, the choices you make today define the future you create for yourself. So as you step into 2025, commit to showing up for yourself, to embracing your imperfections, and to honoring the unique purpose only you can fulfill. Focus only on yourself and watch how your world transforms.